The eldest brother had the sharpest eyes. They called him Aguila, the eagle. He was an observer through and through, and he hovered above his family like a bird of prey. As a child, he watched his father work. He watched his father love, and he saw that something was not quite right. As if the wrinkles on his face did not quite line up. And what he saw truly. For within Buixo, there was a deep, some might even say beautiful, hypocrisy about him. In my book, The Adventures of Musgocito, I tell the story of young Buxo. He was a wandering flute player and flute maker, and his flutes could inspire the birds to sing. He fell in love with a water spirit, and this water spirit, Buixeretta, gave up her immortality to create a life with this man. And so Buxo, he exchanged his flutes for rocks and logs and mortar and tools, and he built them a home in the forest. Their love was powerful, magical, legendary. But as the years passed, Buxo's calloused fingers forgot how to play, forgot the notes of his own soul. Until one dark winter night, Buxo threw his flutes into the fire as sacrifice, never to play again. So when Aguila was a boy, he saw, as all boys see in their fathers, the hypocrisy. The truth, the complexity. Aguila saw a poet lifting rocks. He saw a free spirit with heavy feet, a musician without song. He saw his father's smile never reach his eyes. Aguila wanted to respect his father. He really did. But what he really felt was pity. And something even darker, disdain. It stuck to his feet like a shadow that wouldn't let go. And it crept its way up from his soles. I will never be like my father, he said to himself 1,000 times. And yet, when Buxo died, Aguila inherited it all. The house, the ancient forests, the vineyards, the olive groves, even the labor of his brothers. For a while, business was as usual, except Aguila worked less than usual, and his brothers worked more. One day, a well-to-do businessman rode up in a fancy carriage to La Buixeda. Sharp eyes met sharp eyes as hands shook. Caballero pointed to that vast, magical oak forest. That forest that had been there since the dawn of time. That forest that had the deepest kind of magic. I will pay handsomely for your trees, Caballero said, and he reached into his carriage and pulled out a bag of coins. Aguila looked into the bag in awe. His eyes widened, and then he remembered his father's wishes. The silence was heavy. The silence was heavy. Caballero put his hand on the young man's shoulder and squeezed. You know, my eldest daughter will be ready to marry soon. Our families could be very, very prosperous together, very powerful. Something dark and resentful reached out through Aguila's hand and shook Caballero's hand. Like two men doing business with what could never belong to them. On that fateful day, the moss in the forest turned pale. The birds gathered their feathers. The fountain lost its luster. And the animals saw themselves as prey for the very first time.